Mun wins $1 billion in lottery tickets, but pours $100,000 bottle of Lafite poured into a $2 bottle of red wine. High-end hem replaced with discounted bags. Entering high-end establishments during the day to get expensive suits tailored, wearing a Patek Philippe on his hand. By night, he pretends to be poor in front of his wife, a man named Falk. Just the other day his wife decided that he wasn't getting ahead. She asked him to break off the engagement, and the next day he won $1 billion in the lottery. But his lawyer told him, if he agrees to a divorce now, he would have to give half of the money to his wife. If he wanted to keep the billion, he had to pretend to be poor. So while his wife was at work, Falk went on a shopping spree at a high-end mall. In a few hours, his hands are full of shopping bags, but then he sees his neighbor's family shopping too. So as not to blow his cover, he turned around and hid in a clothes shop. The shop assistant saw that he was dressed in luxury, so he stopped the neighbors for them, and so Falk escaped. When he returned home, he put the luxury goods he had bought into storage, and poured a $100,000 bottle of Lafite. Pouring a $100,000 bottle of Lafite into a $2 bottle of red wine, he replaces the high-end hem with discounted bags, etc. After all this, Mark took an elegant sip of the Lafite. For the first time, he felt the joy of being a rich man. When his wife came home and saw that he wasn't doing anything, she was about to ask him to go to work with her at the supermarket, so that she wouldn't suspect him. He had to agree in tears. It turns out that the owner of the supermarket is Falker's nemesis. The curly-haired man makes fun of Falker. Falker, who is worth hundreds of millions of dollars, has to put up with it. During the day Falk works honestly in the supermarket to earn money, spending his nights at the 7 Stars Hotel, enjoying the life of a rich man. One day the in-laws came to the house for dinner. His wife brought out the family's $2 wine. The father-in-law tasted it and found it was the same as the wine he had drunk at a high-end wine club when he was young. His wife explained that it was a cheap wine from the supermarket. Falk hurriedly raised his glass to break the mood. His father-in-law saw the Patek Philippe on his wrist. Falker quickly explained that it was a $2 piece of junk, so his father-in-law took out $10. He asked Falk to buy him 5 pieces. In order not to reveal his identity, Falk had to tearfully accept his father-in-law's broken promise of $10. And that's when Falker's new Apple 14 Pro, dark purple, called. He couldn't hide it any longer, so he told them about the divorce. The conversation was successfully changed. The wife was so angry that she threw Falk out of the house, but it was to Falk's liking. For the rest of his life, Falk had a seafood feast. It was hard not to spend $100,000 a day, but then he saw his wife and Curly together. But he hadn't divorced his wife yet. In order to keep it a secret, he still works every day at the supermarket. Seeing his father-in-law buy wine for $2, he saw his father-in-law buying cases and cases of wine. He turned around and found his wife. It turned out that Falk had learned through his lawyer. He found out that Curly was about to go bankrupt. He told his wife about it. She told him that he couldn't stand to see him depressed. Falker wanted to have a drink with his friends. He found out that he would never see them again. He chose to leave in silence. He lies on the sofa in the presidential suite. Suddenly he felt very lonely. So, he told his friends that he had money, buys a villa for the night, took his friends to have fun with him. The passion passed and Falk became numb. He realizes that he still loves his wife. He wanted to tell her the truth. He wanted to save the relationship. He found his wife and invited her to dinner at home tonight. Falk had the room decorated. He invited the Michelin chef to cook. They told each other about their past, and their relationship warmed up further. The truth is that his wife has always been in love with him. It's just that Falk's constant depression. She couldn't trust him with herself. Then, Falk told his wife about the lottery win, but she thought he was bluffing. To convince her, he took her to the luxury warehouse where he'd been working. She believed Falk's story, but she wasn't happy about it. Instead, she was furious. She felt that Falk had been lying to her. She felt that she was a man who loved money. To win her back, Falk apologized to her, but his wife was still not ready to forgive him. The next day his wife received a transfer of $500 million, and a copy of the divorce papers signed by Falk. He chose to respect her. She then received a call from Falk's lawyer. It turned out that Falk had bought the supermarket, and gave it to his wife. He went to the airport alone, ready to leave the city, to go and enjoy a rich and lonely life. Here, his wife finds his best friend who is a traffic cop. She ripped off her skirt. She arrived at the airport a few minutes later, just in time for Falk's flight. Fokker was thrilled to see his wife arrive. He ended up getting slapped by his wife. She vented her frustration on him. Fock then kissed her aggressively. In the end, they were back together. Good luck to the rich man. The rich man saw it with his own eyes. The film, If I Were a Rich Man, is a highly rated comedy film. What would you do if you won $1 billion one day?